Students at Dalton Public Schools did not attend class today because of a bus driver strike. There was a virtual learning day in Dalton. We have team coverage as parents, students, and staff members adjust to the situation. Dallas Payton spoke with members of the union who have gone on strike, and Cornelia Nicholson spoke with a student and parent on how this strike is impacting them.
The unionized First Student drivers are pushing for fair labor practices. First Student is the nation's largest school transportation provider. So
here's Dallas Payton live in Dalton with more. What do you have for us, Dallas?
David, Cindy, the bus drivers are a part of Amalgamated Transit Union, which is a labor organization. They filed an unfair labor practice against First Student. Lakeisha Strickland is the president of the Chattanooga and Dalton chapter of ATU. The union started a picket line this morning at the First Student office in Dalton. It's expected to go. Well, it's wrapped up now. About an hour ago, she says everyone involved in the strike value their jobs and students, but they want to be treated fairly. She says the picketing will go until First Students meets their demands.
Our demands were to bargain until we get a contract settled, to reinstate some workers for some position that they was promised in Buffalo, New York. We were negotiating April the 25th, 26th, and 27th, and on the 28th, management brought these 5 drivers that they promised jobs to go to New York, and then they brought them in and told them that they could not go.
The local ATU chapter will meet with First Student tonight for negotiations. We reached out to First Student regarding the strike and received a statement that reads in part, our goal remains to avoid any disruptions in service. We know how difficult even one day without yellow bus service would be for families. We do expect to operate some bus routes tomorrow. We have 20 drivers who have committed to reporting to work. The district will let families know which routes will be running. The full statement can be found under this story on our app. Reporting live in Dalton for Local 3 News, I'm Dallas Payton.
Thank you, Dallas. Hamilton County Schools also uses First Student transportation. Now, we're told this strike does not impact Hamilton County, where First Student transports some 20,000 students along 244 daily routes.
Dalton Public School Superintendent Dr. Tim Scott says more than 3,700 students ride the bus every day. The traffic in drop-off and pickup lines is expected to get much more crowded. Dr. Scott has asked parents to be patient as they adjust.
Now, with schools back in session tomorrow and some bus routes not running, parents are having to make arrangements to get their kids to school.
Cornelia Nicholson joins us live now in Dalton as well. And what have parents told you about this, Cornelia?
Well, Cindy, David, parents tell me they're just straight up frustrated that the school district isn't doing more to help get kids to school tomorrow morning or excuse absences since those buses aren't running. Now, like you said, Cindy, with that drop-off line, the school district actually just posted online a little bit ago saying that they're actually going to be allowing parents to drop their kids off earlier than normal because of the bus strike. So again, those times of when you can drop your kids off at school are going to be on your screen. Third grader Kyliana Takahashi takes the bus to City Park Elementary every day.
My bus driver, she is really nice and I enjoy having her as my bus driver, and I like going to school because she makes it so fun.
Instead of riding the bus to school today, she stood with her mother Kendra in solidarity with the bus drivers on strike. Kendra, who's also a bus monitor, says when she first heard about the strike, she was concerned about all the kids who take the bus.
I feel like overall what we are fighting for and what they need to accomplish is more important than us having to worry about other people's children getting to school. And I don't mean that in a derogatory way.
Ashley Fuman drives her children to school, but with classes back in person tomorrow and buses not running, she thinks it's unfair to the kids who don't have a ride.
For some kids, they just won't be able to get to school. So, and that's not their fault. I mean, that's their parents can't take them. Their parents are at work.
On Facebook, several parents have offered to help out by carpooling kids to school this week.
I certainly don't trust just anybody driving my kids to school because nowadays you don't know if your kids would ever make it to school. So, I mean, for some, I'm sure that's an option. But for a lot of people, I mean, it isn't. The bus is their only means of transportation for their kids to and from school.
One parent who didn't want to share his name says he has 3 children who ride the bus to school in Dalton. His biggest concern is the quality of education students will have while going virtual.
This is the last quarter for the school. It's very important for the kids, have a final exams, math and everything.
He says with kids missing in-person lessons, they're missing out on their education. While Fleeman and Takahashi say they have no problem with virtual learning, they say the school district needs to do more.
Because until DPS can get on first student to get done what they need to get done for our people, it's going to have to continue to be this way.